I went online to become a private detective. It was a private detective school online, and I paid online. And I never heard from them again. I thought to myself, I either got ripped off, or this is my first case. This is a journalistic podcast, Shannon. We vaccinate our listeners with answers. And I'm going to keep lip-syncing the important questions until TikTok gives me a show. Shannon, how can the moon landing be real if the moon itself is fake?
That's not true, Mike.
Oh, isn't it true, Shannon? You're fake. You're a hologram.
1 in 5 New Yorkers are food insecure. What's your solution for that, Mike?
Fortune cookie. Because that's food and advice at the same time. Shannon, at least have the decency to backstab me, okay? You stab me in the front every time. Some fans can't watch the podcast because they're triggered by our sexuality. And message to those fans, we will leak a sex tape right into your mouth.
This is Mike Vecchione Investigates.
And you're not better than me. Welcome to another episode of Mike Vecchione Investigates. Another investigation must go forward. And we have a great show today, guys. We only plan the best. We only get ready for the best. And the best is here. That's what we do. We do comics who've been working in the city and emerging for quite some time. And then we have fresh talent who are of the new school coming in and the talent that is rising in New York City. And that is our guest today. But before we get to our guest, I want to thank you guys. Our numbers are rising. Shannon, can you second me on that so that the fans know that I'm not faking it?
Yes, Mike's telling the truth. The show is doing great.
The show is rising. Fastest rising, dare I say, podcast on the Gas Digital Network.
I wish I could hit an air horn, but I can't.
But Shannon, do you think we should bring them back? Because there has been an outcry of air horns in the comment section. We've heard your cries for air horn. And we're going to read the comments. Let me introduce the guests first. First of all, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the podcast, this is an investigative show. We like to have a good time, but not too much fun, because we get to investigate and we get to the bottom of stuff. And that's what we do here. And we also talk down to our fans. So if you're joining us for the first time and we're talking down to you and you're like, what is this? I don't need to be insulted in my own home. Actually, you guys have probably a trailer. I don't need to be insulted in my own trailer. Then that's, but you know that we're trying to do it for your own good and bring you up from a low-income white into a medium-income white. All right, so thank you for joining us. And our guest today is an emerging stand-up comic in New York City. Kunal Arora is here. Kunal, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming on the show. I know you're desperate to investigate. And I just saw you last night at the clubs. What kind of sets did you have for our fans?
I would say very tepid.
Tepid sets?
Tepid sets.
I think you were killing.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
I think you were killing really hard, and then I went up there and hawed my way to a draw. I eked out a draw. They liked me generally, but the jokes I had were not good. And that's okay, because in stand-up comedy, you have to take chances on jokes. Can I give you one that I tried that actually worked?
Please.
Okay, this is a little for people who...
I got to say, though, you were doing great, but that's just, I guess,
no.
You know?
It was a nightmare. It was a living nightmare. My own fault, of my own making.
Sure.
I did a joke, Shannon. It was a joke about, I'm not a father, but I think I would be a good father, because if someone kidnapped... a father is easier than a stepfather. If someone kidnaps your son, you go, I will find you. I will hunt you down. You hurt one hair on his head and I will end you. But if someone kidnaps your stepson, you just go, you have the wrong number. His father actually lives in Colorado. And let me get his number. Hold on. So that's the one that actually did good. And for those of you getting a preview of what is to come.
It's just you take it too far. You're just like, Sarah, what's Dan's number?
It's like he's got to wait now. Yeah. It's the awkwardness of it. What's one that you had that you're kind of playing with and working on if you want to share it with our fans?
Oh, my well,
What are you playing with? Just it doesn't even have to be a finished idea.
Sure,
just an idea that you're working with.
I'm playing on. I have a bit about having to take my dad's ashes to India.
Okay.
And how it's just a real bitch to drag ashes through security.
Okay, that's a good one.
People don't like, who sees that?
Yeah.
You know? So, and the thing is about ashes, you can't burn a body completely.
Right.
So, like, what's left is like a tooth, or in this case, the chip on his shoulder. So
that's a good one.
Yeah, and just like the idea of dragging, like getting my dad through security.
Because it's not a liquid.
No, it's not.
So technically it's fine.
It's fine.
Right?
It's fine. There's more than 3 ounces of him.
That's pretty. That's a good one too.
Yeah.
There's more than 3 ounces of him, and you're taking it through, and it's like, if they examine it, do you introduce the TSA worker to your dad?
We we were so thrown off guard because we don't know how this works.
Right.
So we put him in his own bin, which I think is pretty respectful.
His own bin?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
So we put him through there, and as the bit goes, we're getting ready, and we're putting our shoes and our belts on, and we just hear the TSA guy go, "Yo, what the hell is this?" And it's just me and my brother at the other end going, "It's Papa."
That's really great.
Yeah, so it's, I'm working through it and to see where it goes.
That'd be funny if there was a left turn at the end of the joke where your dad actually was a terrorist. He came up on the no-fly list.
It's funny that you said that, because like I said that I've never seen them put 2 brown guys faster on a plane than when you have ashes.
This is solid stuff, everybody.
Thank
a little edgy for most of you.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to get your feet wet
Right.
into what we're doing right now, but that's what we do. Pushing the limits. Speaking of pushing limits, we keep the show moving, Kunal. Shannon, there's been a big debate on this podcast, and I think nationwide, about whether we should have air horns or not. Shannon is pro air horn. Natalie's on the fence. Sometimes she leaves in the middle of the debate and goes home because she's had a rough day and needs to vape. But for the rest of us, we are either pro air horn or against the air horn. Kunal, where do you come in on this?
I'm going to be honest. I think that sparingly, but still allowed.
Yeah.
You know?
God, you're such a conservative and you straddle the fence.
I do straddle the fence. Yeah, it's painful, but I straddle the fence.
Which is not an immigration joke.
Oh, I didn't take it as such.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Just making sure that our fans don't take it that way.
I mean, they will because they don't know any better.
They don't know any better.
Right, right.
It's okay to talk down to
Oh,
them.
I'll talk over there? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
tell them you don't know any better.
You don't know any better, and you're all low-income whites.
Yes!
There we go.
And even the brown people and the Asian people and the black people who watch the show, who we welcome and love,
Right.
are low-income whites.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's bringing groups together.
Yes.
I've seen a lot of low-income Indian people, and they're pretty. I am one of them, to be honest.
But you're a low-income white?
I am a low-income white.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for saying that.
I don't want to.
It makes you, it endears you to the fans. Shannon, I mean, you've been pro air horn this entire time. You have not wavered at all. And what do the fans say?
Okay, so this first comment is from Ben Slick, and it's a long comment, so I'm going to summarize.
Yeah.
He basically says he was born in a small town in Kansas. He was a low-income white. Now he's a high-income white, and says, I can put my pride aside and humbly ask the podcast to bring back the air horns for hands.
He just flipped it on us and now is talking down to us, Ben.
Ben
is talking down to us as a high-income white. God, we never addressed the high-income whites.
And then somebody responded to his comment.
All right. I love when they fight. I love it when they fight.
And this is Mason Frederick, and he said he was born in an even smaller town in Kansas. And then goes on to say, I just don't know if I want to keep going on. I don't know when to laugh or even if I'm supposed to.
Yes. Because maybe this high-income white knows when to laugh, but the low-income whites are rudderless, and they're incels, and they don't know when to laugh. And it's like, we need to help.
It's truly it's a
them.
failure of the school system.
It really is a failure of. I blame the schools also, Kunal.
Yeah, absolutely, I get it. I'm a product of it.
We're gonna get to that. Hold that thought. But Shannon, what else about the air horn?
Okay, here's a comment on the other side. This is from Manj Singh Sangha.
I like how did you pick that because I'm on the
No,
podcast?
this just worked out, and I hope I didn't butcher.
interesting.
I think this cup is disintegrating. Natalie, is it possible if I can get another cup? I'm tapping. I'm asking Natalie because I know she has to leave soon. So, but this cup is disintegrating. I don't know if this is a joke cup, a new thing that you have here at Gas Digital, a cup where the coffee just leaks all over to the table and everybody just has a laugh about it. but it's disturbing me and on my investigation.
It is a great idea, though, to do that once a day.
A joke
Just
cup.
mix it in there.
A joke cup that third-degree burns on. I'm just gonna put it in. Yeah, thank you, Natalie.
Okay, so from this guy, Monch, he says, hi, Mike, Shannon, Katie, which is weird that he chose to say Mike, Shannon, Katie, and not Natalie.
Yeah.
I'm a low-income white Indian from London, England. And
Yes, Kunal.
Yeah.
and I think the show is better without the air horn.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Is that a cultural thing? Do you guys hate ancillary noise?
No, it doesn't make any sense. We love ancillary noise.
You guys love it.
Yeah, we like India is an entire country of ancillary noise.
Have you been there?
Yeah, several times.
You know what I'd be afraid of in India?
What?
Monkey attacks.
Yeah, I was almost attacked.
Were you attacked by a monkey?
Almost. Very close. I was on the roof of my grandma's house and I'm watching kites fly in the sky and I was like, oh, this is beautiful. And before I knew it, there was a monkey that had cornered me, ready to attack.
God, he used the kites as a distraction?
I don't know what his troop was up to, but they are...
These monkeys are smart. They don't
that's-
just... You teach them sign language and then they have a kite distraction and that's when they attack
That's
you.
what I'm saying. And it's just like, well played.
Yeah.
I tried to tell him, but he wasn't having it. He already had the knife in his hand.
He had a knife?
I mean,
an armed monkey is worse than an
that's what
unarmed
I'm
monkey.
saying.
But did he look like a Curious George? Because that's a friendly monkey to us.
Yes, it
children's
is.
book.
But no, this
he
one
didn't
was
look curious.
No, this was a low-income monkey.
A long-come monkey on the attack with a knife.
And my cousin had just approached the roof. He'd saw what was about to happen. And we have an attack dog.
Okay.
And the attack dog was given the command and ran up and fought the monkey. And I watched it all happen in front of me. And I saw the dog take the monkey by one of its legs and throw him off the roof.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty
Was
crazy.
it ruled a suicide by the authorities?
We can't say.
Okay. But maybe the dog was arrested for an assisted suicide.
I mean, once again, I'm not allowed to.
When a monkey jumps off a roof, is that the saddest thing you've ever seen at a circus?
Yes.
A monkey jumping off a roof. But did you sit back and go, this is some hot dog on monkey action?
Yes.
Was Pornhub involved?
It wasn't, but I know what was, and that was me bottomless.
Oh, my God.
Ready to party.
That's how you start a party in India?
Yeah.
Dog throws monkey off roof,
Yes.
and then everybody starts slowly loosening up?
And then that's how the dance sequence begins.
Oh, my God. That's pretty great. Shannon, let's keep going with these comments.
Okay, the other part of Manj's comment was that the air horns were the only blemish on this show, and now I love this show even more than I did
Oh, my
before.
God. That's very hard to bring back the air horns through that.
That's just one, though. Okay, next one.
yeah.
FTLV84 said, a great guess. This is the Ben Rosenfeld episode. And as a low-income gay, I loved the air horns.
The low-income gays enjoy air horns.
I mean, this is their month for air
Yes,
horns. Yeah.
it's the month. It's LGBTQ.
Yeah. Loud.
H. Is there another one?
I feel like there's
LGBTQ.
constantly new letters.
Okay. Well,
You
I'm
say
sorry.
LGBTQ plus. and that's everything.
Okay, plus.
Yeah.
Like HBO.
No, it's Max now.
Yeah.
Oh, Max
It's
plus.
switched to
LGBTQ
Okay,
max.
Max plus.
Yes, yes.
Okay, well, thank you to our low-income gays who are watching, and for that comment. They're pro-horn.
Of course.
And Shannon?
This is from Raphael. What is a buck without his horns but a gazelle, a frail, vulnerable gazelle, which can never represent such a masculine titan as Michael Vecchione? The horns, bring back the horns.
Wow, that was a poem.
That's beautiful.
That guy got us with a poem, and that was in perfect iambic pentameter, Shannon. And I don't know how we can deny the horns. God, I'm back and forth on this. I really want the horns now.
You got to put a poll out.
That's what Ben Rosenfeld said. He said
No.
he said put a poll out, and I think that's just for our women who don't have fathers.
If we put up a poll on YouTube,
Right.
will you accept that as the answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Will you do it?
Yes.
We're putting a poll on YouTube. And what are the other comments, Shannon? People deserve to be heard.
Todd Divig, please bring back the air horns.
Todd, we hear you loud and clear, Todd.
Immortan Leo, I have a horn-shaped hole in my heart.
Oh my
wow.
God, that was a good one. God,
These don't sound like real names. They sound like alibis.
Morton Leo.
Chris Kasatka, bring back the effing horns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's very aggressive about it.
Yeah, Chris has been a fan for a long time.
Oh, here's on the opposite side. This is from Kelly. I'm Chinese living in Singapore. Therefore, I'm better than all of you. Enough with the horns.
Oh,
Wow. I think our international fans do not like the horns.
No,
but
they
our
don't.
American fans love the chaos.
And where are your
and the horns.
fans? Mostly.
Where are they? They're all over the country.
Right.
There's no place.
Yeah, there's no
low-income
state
whites.
without trailers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Low-income whites.
There are a bunch more, but I do want to read this one more before
Okay.
we move on. This is from Nick G. I couldn't hear anything over the deafening silence of the horns.
Why not just keep the horns moderately at a volume pace? You know what I mean? Like, you don't need to be so loud.
No. Do we need the horns loud, don't we,
Yeah,
Jen?
I don't think that they were deafeningly loud.
But they did change that. If you were listening to the podcast on headphones, it would definitely trigger your migraines. I think that's it. That's what my point is.
Oh,
Right.
wait. I want to read this one. The name is in some sort of not English writing,
Right.
so I can't even try. They said, I have an idea. You dropped the same episode twice, one with horns, one without the horns.
Wow.
Wow.
Whatever one gets more views is the winner. Let the people decide. And the answer is yes, I will cheat and watch the one with horns multiple times.
Wow.
I
That's
like
a
that.
great one.
Yeah.
Who was that?
I can't.
Oh, they didn't.
It's
They
just like
didn't leave a
symbols.
name.
Yeah.
But that was anonymous. Anonymous.
I
But
can
think-
translate wingdings.
But that was fantastic. Thank you for all your comments, guys. And we are constantly working on the horn situation. And you know, Shannon, do you ever think of other sound effects?
We do have Rich Aronovich's slide whistle.
A slide whistle. What about phrases, catchphrases? Oh no, you didn't. Like that would be a great one after somebody said something. You know, do you think that would be good?
Should it be your voice doing it? Should I just clip you just saying that? Just
No,
now?
it would be like a meme or a GIF. I don't know.
Yeah.
Any of these things make sense?
Yeah, those
Shannon?
audio gifs.
The audio GIFs.
Right. The gifts that keep on giving.
There it is, Kunal.
Yeah.
See, an air horn would have gone right there, and it would have emphasized the joke.
Yeah, and that's why Kunal's a good son and took his father back on a
To a great vacation.
Yeah, he took him back through. You were taking him to America or to India?
To India.
Okay.
Yeah. I returned him.
And where did you sprinkle his ashes?
The river. The Ganges River.
Oh, Ganges?
Yeah. And it's it's filthy. It's filthy.
It's a filthy river?
It's a filthy river. It's not. There's somebody doing dishes in the river, like 10 feet up.
Yeah.
You know, and you don't want that. You don't want to scatter a person's ashes and see someone using palm olive.
No. Because it's almost like you're sprinkling your dad over leftovers, which
Yeah.
he probably hated.
Yeah, he didn't. He liked his meals fresh. And that's the last thing. He also hated dishes.
He hated dishes, and it's like somebody's washing their dishes in the river, and then down somebody's doing their laundry in the river.
Right.
And the food is just going into the laundry.
Mixing everywhere. And then
Yeah.
there's my dad in the middle of it all.
Yeah, then
Very
your
upset.
dad.
Yeah.
You're trying to do an honor. You're trying to
Right.
honor him.
If somebody had emptied whiskey into the river, that would have been nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something like that.
This smoke break is brought to you by YoDelta.com, the official Getting High sponsor of the Gas Digital Network.
Okay, so how long have you been here? Did you come over from India? Like, were you born in this land?
In this
In this land of ours?
Yes, I was born in this land of yours.
Okay. And what state were you born in here?
In Queens.
You were born in Queens?
Yeah. I'm from
Okay.
here.
All right.
Yeah.
And
You're from outside of Philly, right?
yeah, well, no. I have a long journey. My journey, which is what we like to say when we're writing memoirs.
Mm.
I went from Ohio to Florida to Pennsylvania to Philadelphia, from State College, Pennsylvania to Philadelphia to New York. So it's been
okay.
a bunch of, but it's
Right.
all been like kind of in the Northeast.
Mm-hmm.
But you're from Queens,
Right.
and did your parents come over here from India?
Yeah, they came here in, I think, the 70s.
All right, that's a
Yeah.
good time to come.
Why was
It
it
a fun time to come.
Yeah. That's what they brought their conservativeness with them. It's
Bell
nice.
bottoms, were they conservative?
Yeah, I mean, I think most Indian,
Yeah,
they
I thought so,
definitely
too.
are. Yeah, they're very conservative.
Yeah.
Like they're not used to a lot of this stuff.
Yeah,
They get frozen in time.
yeah.
You know, like they're not going to adapt or change.
Speaking of frozen, how do they adapt to the weather over here? Because it's cold, and India is not.
Relatively warm. I mean, they do have some places that have snow, but for the most part, it was like it was a lot. It was a lot for them to handle. You know. I mean, I never asked. I don't. It's like,
You didn't. talk emotionally with them.
No, absolutely.
But you know, some of the cold is bad. They're not used to that, but they're probably on the subway and just waiting to be attacked by a monkey, and then it never happens. The lack of monkey attacks probably was very relaxing to them.
Yeah, I thought it might. My mom told me later on that it threw her off for a little bit. She wasn't used to it.
No.
And now she keeps the knife at home.
She keeps the knife against the monkey. Stabbing a monkey has to be probably one of the most traumatic things ever.
It's probably got to be such a rush.
It's
the closest.
It's either the most traumatic thing ever and it just changes your life, or it's a rush and you're like, I can't stop stabbing monkeys.
It's the closest you're going to feel to stabbing a toddler.
Oh my God, Kunal, that went deep.
I'm sorry. Well,
thank God none of our fans are parents. They're all incels,
right?
But
or they've never met their children.
They've never met their children. Yeah, they're stay away.
Stay away
fathers.
Stay away fathers.
Okay, so that's good. So we're getting somewhere here. And your parents came over, and what was the reason? I always like this American story of their reason for coming over. Was it the American dreams? Were they in poverty in India and they decided to come over? Was it because of their religion was persecuted? These are all setups for the American dream that I'm setting you up for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I would always say that they came here to chase the American dream because they heard that the streets are paved.
With?
That's it. That's all.
Oh, their streets are paved.
That's where I end the joke.
Okay, that's solid.
Yeah.
You don't say what with.
Yeah. And then
anything is better than.
Yeah. I usually go, well, concrete's good enough.
That's pretty great.
Yeah. So my dad needed a job.
What did he do?
In India, he was an airline pilot. Like not a commercial pilot, a private pilot.
He was a private pilot.
Yeah, and couldn't get his commercial license, and then ended up coming here
because of a DUI. I always insert that. That's always the thing in my past that's held me back.
Right. I think it's an FUI in this situation.
Okay, so he couldn't get his pilot's license. Does it shock you that there's such high-level people from India come over here and they do what seemingly menial jobs? Like, it's like a pilot is a janitor. That's what it translates. It's like this guy is a doctor. He's an Uber driver over here.
I'm always fascinated by that, but it also makes me wonder, how many bridges did you burn in India?
Yeah.
You know, where you can't get work there.
Right.
You know, where you just have to, like, how unlikable was my dad in,
right.
You know, like, if we can't find work in New York, you go to Jersey.
Right.
You don't leave the country.
Yeah.
Like that just
your dad needed to leave the country.
Right.
And with all the monkey attacks, people are getting bumped off all the time.
and
it's like jobs would open up.
Right. You would think so.
Right, but they don't.
But you want to know why?
My dad had to leave.
Because the pilots are in the air.
Right.
And the monkeys are on the ground.
Yes.
So that's the problem. If my dad had brought some monkeys into the office before they got into the plane,
right,
he would have opened up a few more positions.
Well, are the monkeys, can they be, you know, can they have to fly? Do they fly somehow? Do they fly monkeys places? We need monkeys. Like, we need more monkeys in this area. Is there flights that are exclusively monkey?
I think they have, you know, it's, they're on standby.
Okay.
That's the problem.
They're on standby only.
The monkeys are always on standby.
The monkeys are on standby, and sometimes they get upgraded.
Since it's overpopulated, they can never get a seat. Therefore, never get on the plane.
We're on airlines. I love monkeys, and I want to stay with it. But
sure.
I was upgraded this weekend when I was going to Anthony and Julia's wedding. Shout out to Anthony DeVito and Julia Solomon.
I saw that.
DeVito. Yeah. They got married, and we were there to witness it. It was a beautiful ceremony. The cookie room, I feel like I locked myself in the cookie room. They had a cookie. They didn't have just a cookie table. They had a dessert room, and I went in the back and just immersed myself. Just took a dive and bathed in cookies and cake. It was unbelievable.
What's your favorite cookies?
Pizzelles, but they didn't have pizzelles. They had homemade Italian cookies.
Oh, wow.
They were just great, and the cake was unbelievable. So we just locked ourselves in the room there for a little while, and then came up, danced it off, and then more food, and then more food, and then just went back to the hotel. Buffalo is it was in Buffalo,
right?
And I'm gonna get to my point in a second, but walking through Buffalo on the way back to the hotel, Buffalo is rough.
Yeah,
it was a rough area that we walked back from.
It's got, I think, the highest.
Am I in the Bronx?
It's the highest crime rate in New York State.
Oh, my God.
I believe it's like up there. It's definitely top 10.
Well, there was like 4 cops on every corner,
right?
Like with not riot gear, but bulletproof vests and loaded weapons, just ready to, I guess, confront whatever dangers. That's not a good sign when there's 4 cops like facing out with their backs ready to mobilize at any moment.
When there's as many cops as lampposts, you got a problem.
It was bad.
Yeah.
It was really bad. So we walked through and then went to sleep, and then and then we flew back. Now, when I flew there, I got upgraded to first class. We got upgraded.
Both of you?
Yes.
Okay, nice.
And I love being a Super Medallion Gold member.
I've heard you're big on that.
No. Well, Kunal, are you? Because can we compare? Because I'm going to talk down to you if you're not.
I don't have a Sky Miles number.
You don't have a Sky Miles number?
No.
God, you're literally... What's it like to be in a living hell?
It's my own design, to be honest.
You sit in the back of the plane?
I go in where the luggage is.
Yeah, you should sit in the luggage
I'm in the
area.
luggage rack. Yeah.
But when I'm in first class, I used to hate it when I was walking through first class and I would sit in the back of the plane. I used to just hate the pretentiousness of the people already seated and drinking wines.
Of course.
Now that I'm in first class,
Right.
when people walk through, I hate when they make eye contact with me because they're trash.
Do you ever say something to somebody?
I hit the call button
Right.
and I don't talk directly to them.
Right.
They're beneath me. I'll talk to the flight attendant and I'll be like, garbage people are looking at me and I don't like it. There should be a drape like in front of my
Absolutely. They
thing.
should actually
So
put
they should not.
to be honest, why
should be another entrance for them.
I was going to say, why should you be inconvenienced?
Yeah.
They should make them walk with a hood on their head.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
You know?
Because, they're trash people, so who should see them?
Yeah.
Why should your eyes grace them?
Yes.
When it should, you know what I mean? Why should you have to cover up?
Yeah.
You're the one who's doing well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't seem right what you're saying, but I'm behind it.
I don't.
It doesn't seem right.
This doesn't feel wrong
It
to me.
doesn't feel right to me.
Right.
Putting a bag over their heads, but God, that would be so satisfying to me. Oh
I mean,
my
now
God.
if you put something on the bag, then that might be a little word, like a Target symbol.
Yeah.
Then that might be terrible.
branded,
Yeah.
we could do branding.
Yeah. There you go. That's even better.
No one does branding for low-income whites.
That's the
And
problem.
I'm going to start doing it.
How nice would it be if they get a bag put on their head?
Yeah,
and
a
it's-
bag that's. Let me just clarify for the fans
Right.
who are going to trash us for this.
Sure.
That's funny because it's a bag. Trash bag.
Trash bag.
Okay,
yeah.
so it's not. But
First
it's not,
sponsor, Hefty?
It's hefty. It's a paper bag.
Right.
Okay, we want these people to be able to breathe,
Of course.
but we want to humiliate them.
yeah.
Also.
Or the new reusable cotton.
It's a cotton bag.
You know those reusable bags?
Oh yeah,
they're
reusable bags.
Yeah.
For, but we don't want to save the environment. We want them humiliated.
Right.
I'd say brown paper.
Okay, brown paper.
Brown paper bag,
Right.
and then with the eyes cut out so that they can see, and then tied off also.
Right.
They can breathe through the bag, and so there's no chance of them peeking.
Of course.
And little bags for the children, like we put lunches in.
Tiny bags.
Tiny
Absolutely.
bags for the children.
For the children.
They shouldn't be able to see either.
No, they shouldn't.
And escort them to the back.
100%.
Yeah.
In a line. And
Yeah.
it's like, here's...
And you don't get to use our bathrooms.
No.
And you do not get to use our bathrooms.
Absolutely not. And the curtain should be made out of iron.
Yeah, Iron Curtain.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones.
Absolutely.
I love it.
And the bags should have advertising on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or how about this? They print the menu on the bag so you can see what you want to have as you're on the plane.
That's cold. Now we're thinking.
Right?
Now we're thinking.
You're like, you see a person with a bag on their head and you go, I'm interested in the chicken franchise.
Stop. I can't read this fast. Stop.
Right. There you go.
And then I read the menu and then I go, move on. Oh God. Yes. We're kind of with a lot of good things here. Now I want to stay with India because your dad was a unemployed pilot and he decided he'd fly over here. And what did your mom do?
She had her master's in art.
Master's in art.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and what can you do with that in India?
Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
The same thing over here.
Same thing over here.
You
Yes.
can't do anything with it.
Right.
So, but highly educated people. You weren't raised by low-income dum-dums.
I mean, I don't really know how to phrase that, you know?
Well, what would you say what your
I would say
upbringing
that-
was like? Were
I
you
mean,
educated? Brothers and sisters?
I have one brother who's a doctor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Does that note education, or does that mean somebody can memorize stuff?
No, I mean, doctors, you have to be able to memorize stuff, but you have to be able to functionally use the information, right?
Sure.
I mean, you can. Memorization's not going to help you during surgery.
He's
Oh,
not a
there's the
surgeon.
brain. He's not a surgeon?
No.
What
no.
is he?
He's a sleep apnea doctor,
Oh, okay.
which is perfect in this country.
Because everybody's fat and
Yes.
asleep.
Yeah.
That was a dig.
I know.
That was a dig at our fans.
Absolutely.
Well, I want you to make it known to them because
Right.
they're so dim that it'll pass them. It'll go over their heads.
You guys are fat and lazy.
All right.
And
Well, I mean that's hurtful. That's too much on the nose.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll pull it back.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I
please
too am
pull it back.
lazy.
So he gives people the machines.
Yes.
And he
this-
goes, go
Right.
back to your
Hole.
wherever you live, your hole where you, I guess you sleep on pizza because you're just so, and put this on, and this is gonna, what's it do? It blocks the flaps. You're like a fish at that point. It blocks the flaps so that your gills can work better.
It pries open the gills so it can put air into the gills. Yeah.
So he's a sleep doctor, but he is a doctor.
Yes.
That's the most important thing, I think, is for people to call you doctor.
Absolutely.
Like getting a table at a restaurant.
Right.
He's a doctor.
100, or getting the MD on your license.
Yes.
Yeah, he likes that.
He likes that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's great that he's a sleep doctor.
Mm-hmm.
He's asleep. And does he ever do the thing where it's like, this would be a funny gag if you're a sleep doctor. You're a sleep doctor and someone comes in and they're telling you their symptoms and everyone, and you just go, boring! Symptoms are boring! And that would be so funny.
He slowly approaches them with a pillow.
Yeah. Because he's saving lives, though, because people will murder each other in their sleeps if one person is snoring, mostly men.
100%.
And a woman has the right to murder, I think. Murder and I think if it went to a jury,
Right.
that woman would get off. All you need is a couple people who have people in their families who snore, and that woman walks
Absolutely.
with minimal jail time.
100%.
I'm on a jury, and a woman kills her husband because he's snoring,
Right.
and she's on trial for first-degree murder. I knock it down to like voluntary manslaughter and give her time served, and she's out.
Right, of course.
But wouldn't this is a scenario I think about sometimes. I don't need to talk over my own podcast, but just I want your reaction to this because podcasts are reactions now to stuff. Okay, she goes to prison. She gets a reduced sentence for murdering her husband because he was snoring. Everybody on the jury's sympathetic.
Of course
they
they
give her 2 years in prison instead of like a 30-year sentence.
That's pretty harsh, but all right.
So she's put in a cell and her cellmate snores. Then she has to kill the cellmate, and then she gets life.
Right.
Isn't that weird?
I mean, that's
I'm pitching it as a show to Hallmark.
I was going to say, Lifetime might pick that up.
That's a great one.
Yeah.
Do you want to be the EP on it?
I would love to be the EP
Okay, well, I
on
brought it's our project now.
All right, great. This is a phenomenal idea. What are we going to call it? No Sleep Till Hell?
Sleep Till Hell. Tossing and Turning with Jesus. I don't know. I can't think of it right now. God, he needed air horn for distraction. Okay, so your father's a doctor. Anything like Cain and Abel there? Like he's successful, you're a successful comic, but you're climbing this is a very hard business.
Absolutely.
And it's like, do you just want to hit him with a rock when he's in the field? Watch him bleed out. Cain and Abel. Cain and Abel. Indian Cain and Abel.
Indian Cain and Abel. Yes, yeah. I don't have any resentment towards him being a doctor because he's you got to realize. No,
I don't got to realize. You need to make me realize.
All right, as a low-income white,
yeah,
he's the first doctor in our family.
Okay,
so that's pretty impressive.
It's pretty impressive that your parents are highly educated people. It's like, my mom.
They're not really highly.
Your dad flies a plane.
I didn't.
Is that just mundane in India?
It's just kind of like you just kind of fell into the job, you know?
Because Indians are Hindu, do you wish sometime that you would die and then come back as a doctor? And then one up your brother?
I would like to come back with better insurance.
Okay, that's good. Does your brother charge a copay?
I think he does.
Oh my God,
it never ends with these people.
It's so sinister. Because there's a copay, a premium, and then a deductible. It's like, how many ways can these people get paid?
I don't know. I think it's unjustified.
It's and the word justice is the root word in there.
100%.
And there's no justice.
None whatsoever.
And these doctors are kind of like criminals. Would you say that?
I would 100% agree that they're criminals. I think that they're all criminals.
They're all, including your brother?
I mean,
was he a criminal growing up?
No, he wasn't. I think that I was a little more that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a little more of a criminal.
And he was on the straight and narrow.
He was on the straight and narrow. Yeah.
And that's why he went to a sleeping medical school.
And I went to a local college.
You went to a local college?
Yeah, I went to a local spot.
What do you think these guys should be called? Tired doctors?
I'm
tired of your medical degree.
Doctors with a Z.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Doctors. You know who's a great doctor? Dr. Seuss.
Dr. Zizmore.
Dr. Zizmore was the guy to remove
pimples.
Pimples.
Yes.
Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yes.
God, this is good. This is a good podcast.
Thank you.
We're learning a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, did you grow up Hindu?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what was that like?
I mean, you don't really think about it, right? Like when you're raised,
Because that's your religion. You're not supposed to think about it. You're supposed to just be
exactly
aware.
right. But I always questioned it every chance that I got. I was like,
You're an agnostic then? An agnostic Hindu? Because they question.
I'm agnostic and not a Hindu, non-Hindu,
Non-Hindu agnostic.
Yeah, I don't believe in it anymore, man.
Oh, really?
No. It's just
What is it that you guys actually believe for our fans who don't know anything?
That there are 330 million gods.
That's a lot of gods.
That's a lot of gods.
330 million?
Yeah, that's what I was told.
How do you name them all?
I mean, I'd imagine there's a couple repeats in there, right?
Yeah.
There's a couple, like juniors.
Right. Well, I mean, with our saints, we have repeats. It's St. Anthony of Padilla.
Right.
St. Anthony of something.
Right.
It's like we have a couple St. Vincents, I think.
Exactly.
So we get it. We get the repeat thing.
Exactly.
But we at least have their locations. So it's like
I don't know.
St. Vincent of this.
That sounds very hard. Like tough,
How?
Because it's just like, oh, I'm like, it's almost like you're like, it's a threat. Like I'm Saint Vincent of Padilla. Come at me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's very like threatening. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the way we have our
odd to me.
system arranged, and I'll explain it. It's we have God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus. That's the Trinity.
Right.
It's a mystery, so don't even bother asking questions about it. That's how we counter your agnosticism.
Sure.
It's like I have a lot of questions. It's like, well, the Holy Trinity is a mystery, so all of your questions, you can take them and stick them in your ear. So, and then below that, then we have the saints, which handle the menial prayers. Where are my car keys?
Right.
My
Yes.
wife lost her
Mind.
license.
Right.
I was going to say license, but mind is also,
Sure.
that's kind of a bigger one. But these little things that you need to pray for, you don't want to bother God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit with that.
Right.
So you just enlist the saints to help you, and they have a special connection to God. Most of them died horrific deaths as martyrs.
Yeah.
So they have the wherewithal to go find your keys. If you pray to Jesus to find your keys, that's when bad things happen, like a child gets hit by lightning. Okay, so it's like, you don't want to jump over the order of operations
Well,
in
but then-
Catholicism, and I like the fact that there's strict rules there.
Sure, but what about that poem Footprints in the Sand?
Right.
It's like during the tough times, Jesus is carrying you.
Yeah, the tough times. That's
Right.
the tough times of your life.
Ah.
I believe Jesus is carrying you. When you lose your keys, that's not the tough times.
Okay,
You don't
you're right.
bother Jesus with that,
No.
or God, or the Holy Spirit,
Absolutely.
which in most theatrical pieces, the Holy Spirit is depicted as like a wind, which I never liked. But okay, so what is Hindu? What does that mean?
It's basically there are 330 million gods,
Okay.
and they're all incarnations of God.
Okay,
So it's not
indivisible,
injustice for all.
No, they're infinite.
Infinite.
They're infinite.
Yeah. Well,
Shannon. Okay, indivisible and infinite are close words.
I thought the same thing that Kunal said, though, with liberty and justice for all.
so I was like, where's he going with this?
Okay,
Everybody, we stopped to do the Pledge of Allegiance in the middle of the show.
we'll stop and pledge
I
at any
mean,
moment. We
that's
respect the
fine.
veterans.
So
In infinite, it's all infinite.
it's it's not infinite. It's 300.
But it's kind of like the Holy Trinity. It's 3 in 1. Except it's like 300 million in 1.
330 million. In
330,
right.
I'm sorry.
So they
30
do
million
that, and they're all. It's not a polytheistic religion. It's a monotheistic religion.
Right.
So it's not. So that's the misconception, is that people think that it's many gods, but they're all one God technically.
Can I just do a sidebar here?
Sure, by all means.
Okay, when you're dating white women and they
Right.
don't know anything about this,
Absolutely.
you could just go, I need to have a lot of wives. Is that something you use?
I should now.
That's a great one.
Absolutely.
You don't know the sect. Just use that word. Go,
That-
it's the sect of Hindu where you have to have a lot of girlfriends.
Right.
And they all make you different foods. Is that a good one?
I think so.
I
I
think
didn't
that's
cheat.
solid.
This is a sect of Hinduism.
Yeah, it's a sect of Hinduism.
Right.
It's my religion. And if
Right.
you attack my religion, then I don't know if we can be together.
I had to be sect off. I mean, the horns should be here.
The horns should be here.
I don't really know.
I don't know either, but the two people in Singapore who hate the horns, we respect them. Okay, and they're probably Hindu, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, they could be a sect of Hindu that doesn't believe in horns.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but that's a good thing for you to use. And if you've taken anything from this podcast,
I've taken
it's
many
since you're
things.
a criminal anyway,
Right.
And your brother is a sleep doctor. But wouldn't it be great if he was the sleep doctor and you were the love doctor? Oh my God! And you make love to them, and then they go to him and they sleep.
Right.
He gets the boring part.
Yeah. Or they're like, why does I went to the love doctor and now I've got to get this fixed.
But maybe you have a third doctor. Can I do the joke?
Yes.
It's you're the love doctor. He's the sleep doctor, and then your third brother is your money's on the dresser doctor. He's the brother that gets you a cab. Oh, come on. We're having fun. If you turned off the podcast of that, you don't really love us. It's not unconditional love.
If I had a fourth brother, he'd drive the cab.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh, my God. There's it. Maybe your dad could do that since he's out of work from being a pilot.
Right.
Okay. Do you ever have a dream?
It'd be interesting to watch Ashes drive an Uber.
Okay. Do you ever have a dream when your father was alive? He's an unemployed pilot. You're a stand-up comic. And he's probably like, you're not doing what you're supposed to do for the family.
Right.
And it's like Indian people are hard on the caste system.
Right.
And they're hard on their own family.
Yes.
Okay. And then you get a show that goes.
Right.
And it's greenlit, and you get all this money.
Right.
And it's like you're shooting the pilot, and then you invite your dad.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is my pilot. What about you as a pilot? And it's like the double meaning. It's like your pilot took off, and his never did. Oh, my God. That's a show, Kunal.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think so. Yeah. Yours crashed. This one's taken off.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Right.
Or it's like a murder on the ID network where it's like you invite your dad, and then you're shooting after you shoot your pilot, you shoot your dad, which is also a pilot.
Right.
He dies. He dies. And or actually, no, he doesn't die. This is a twist ending.
Okay.
He doesn't die. You shoot him. He goes to the hospital. Your sleep doctor brother fixes him.
Right.
And then he goes, I'm proud of you.
Wow.
Yes. And then it all comes together. That's a
Yes.
Hollywood ending.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then we break out in dance.
Yes.
Because that's how it should.
That's how every Indian show ends.
That we could spin it into a Bollywood ending.
Yes.
100%.
Bollywood is huge now.
Absolutely.
That would sell in Bollywood.
100%. I'm convinced that it would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a pilot.
Or just a dance sequence on the tarmac.
Oh, the tarmac.
Yeah.
That's great. Is that your brother?
That's my brother. My brother's name is Tarmac.
Okay, guys.
Dr. Tarmac.
Dr.
Arora.
Tarmac Arora.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that's enough now. All right, we've had a lot of fun.
Oh, I brought you something.
Oh, okay. Let's. Oh, is this a gift?
Yes.
Is this from Hinduism?
It's from Hinduism.
All right.
You know, I know that you're big. You've always wanted a BB gun.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why I know that?
No.
Because you sort of wonder. I mean, who's investigating who now, Mike?
Oh my God, I'm nervous about what you're gonna pull out.
BB guns are illegal in New York, but it's a gun nonetheless.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is a gun. It's an automatic water gun.
There you go.
Thank you so much for giving this to me. I'm holding it up for our low-income fans to see.
There you
This
go.
is what's called a gift that people with money give to each other. Automatic water gun.
BB guns are illegal in New York, so I couldn't get you one of
Yeah.
those.
Even you with your criminal networkings?
I mean, I was gonna have it shipped to Pennsylvania, but then I wasn't gonna be there in time before I did.
You can still kill somebody with this.
Yeah, you can.
You just shoot them until they drown. Okay. What if I pistol whip someone with this? Would I get arrested by the Coast Guard?
I think
Those are two great ones for clips, Shannon.
I think the Navy comes at you for this.
Oh my God, this is a great one. If you're one more joke. If athletes come at you, you shoot Gatorade at them.
Yes,
because they can electrolytes.
right.
All right, that's enough. This is a great one. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome.
I'm gonna load it and use it on my next guest. All right, that's See, we need more guests to bring gifts, Shannon.
Do you think your mom's going to be mad?
Yes,
at
my mom
this?
will be mad. She hates water guns, and I'm going to bring this. I probably will get this taken from TSA. Do you think TSA will take this?
I don't think
if
so.
there's less than 8 ounces of liquids.
What if you put your dad's ashes in it?
Shannon, that was a good one. That's morbid, but that was a good one.
Right. I don't think it could fit in the container, but I should try. I'm gonna get you should get a holster for it and then walk through security.
That would be great.
Yeah.
What if I think they would take this from me though?
I don't think so. If it's in the bag, if it's in your check-in luggage, should be fine.
Oh no, I don't want to check it in. I only bring a carry-on.
Okay.
But you think if carry-on this will be taken from me?
I don't think so.
Can't
man.
take a water gun from somebody
No.
if there's no liquids in it.
No, there's no liquids. Yeah, you'll be fine.
You can't. You guys can't, and I would have a lawyer on call if they
Absolutely.
did, and they were like, "You can check this." I'm like, "No, I challenge your authority. I challenge your authority. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kunal, for this.
Of
I'm going
course.
to use this in good health.
Yeah.
Because I'm Catholic, I'm going to have holy water and then just do drive-by baptisms.
Good. It's about time there's more conversion.
Start converting more people.
I was going to say.
But do you hate it as a agnostic?
I've been to church. I've taken communion.
Have you?
Yes.
Why have you taken our communion? Have you accepted Jesus?
Because I was hungry.
Oh, okay. That's another good reason.
Right.
But why did you go to church?
I was at a funeral and they were offering communion for someone, and I was like, I'll get involved.
Yeah, you're going to get involved.
Why not?
They should really do a check. They should ask you some questions first.
Before I get to, I'm ordained.
Ordained as what?
A minister.
So what? That doesn't. Catholicism doesn't acknowledge that.
They don't acknowledge that?
No, ordained minister. Anybody could do that now.
That's different. That's no. I think because I'm.
How are you an ordained minister and you don't believe in God?
I believe in something. Agnosticism is something, right?
Agnostic people are. Correct me if I'm wrong. Atheists doesn't believe in anything. Agnostics keep questioning everything.
But they believe in something.
No, they don't believe in anything. They believe it's like unsettled. It's like they're like, what? But what is it? But what is this higher? There is a higher power somewhere. Then
Right.
what is it? Then how is it? How is it?
Oh, I thought
affect
agnostics were people that had like there's something out there and they're cool with that. That's what I.
Oh no, I didn't think they were settled. What is agnostic, Shannon? A person who believes that nothing is known or can be known of the existence of nature of God or anything beyond material phenomena. A person who claims neither faith nor disbelief in God.
Oh,
yeah,
that's unfortunate.
Classic
no, then I'm
on the
not,
fence.
I'm not that.
You've been telling people you're that all the time. It's like telling people you're a vegan, but then you're just eating steaks.
I guess so.
Now we've uncovered that you're a fake agnostic.
I'm gonna tell you right. I can't believe it. I'm a fake agnostic guy.
You're fake agnostic. I'm writing it down.
Please do.
To remember this
I didn't
about
think
you.
that this investigation could uncover something, but
Yeah,
here we are.
it really did.
Yeah, this is
And
impressive. If you want to load that up with holy water now, let's
and
do
baptism.
This. Let's get this conversion going.
Gosh, I'm ready to do it. We whisper when things are really important here. 46 minutes in, Shannon. I think we should go to plugs. Guys, at Comic Mike V on all social media platforms, at Comic Mike V. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I'm at a lot of road dates coming up, MikeVecchione.com. I want you to come out to every city that I'm going to. My act is fresh. I'm working on it. Kunal saw it last night. I'm failing and all the time in order to get better. And I will work as hard as possible for you guys. I need the low-income whites, and I need the little bit of money that you still do have left that your parents gave to you and that's not spent on fentanyl. Mike Vecchione will be in Rosemont is over. Nyack is going to be June 8th through 10th. It will be over when this comes out. Austin, Texas, The Creek and the Cave. June 16th and 17th. Connecticut, South Norwalk Space Cat Brewery. That's during the week, June 21st. And then Governors, June 30th and July through July 1st. Governors Comedy Club on Long Island. Then Stamford, Connecticut, July 6th. Atlantic City, July 7th. And Syracuse, July 21st through 22nd. So look at MikeVecchione.com for all of those dates. I'll be posting and reminding people. Also, The Attractives on YouTube. Please watch it and share it. And it's also on 800 Pound Gorillas page. We're up to 70,000 on that page. We're up to over 1.3 million on Nateland. Shout out to Nateland's page. So keep watching. Please keep sharing it. I'm posting the clips all the time. Road dates. Keep supporting this podcast every Wednesday, 6 p.m. We do the premiere. I appreciate you guys coming out. I appreciate your comments. Let's keep them positive. And, I appreciate everybody's input on the air horns. And we will have a decision, Shannon. Let's not drag it out. Let's go by next week. Let's have a decision.
It's going to have to be the following
It's
week.
going to I was just going to say that. It should be the following week
Yes.
because of the YouTube poll that we're doing. Because the people will be heard. Kunal, what do you got?
I got you can follow me on all forms of social media at All Day KCA. In terms of shows, when does this come out?
This comes out Thursday on Gas, and then it comes out Wednesday
I'm so proud of you.
on YouTube.
That was very good.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'll be at Soul Joel's Comedy Club.
Yes,
in-
Soul Joel, a friend of the show.
Oh, yeah, he's great. Pottstown, Pennsylvania, June 16th, 8 p.m.
Sweet.
Yeah, so you can go to either alldaykca.com or souljoels.com, and there'll be a ticket link there as well. And then I've got I mean, if you go to my social media, you'll be able to see what shows.
And where's your social media again?
It's all day KCA.
All Day KCA. Check out Kunal's dates. He's very, very funny.
Thank you.
Shannon.
You can follow me on Instagram at ShannonLee6982. Listen to my podcast, The Thing Is Ding. We talk about bad dates, fighting, and ghosts, wherever you listen to Mike Vecchione Investigates. You can also watch it live for free every single Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern at gasdigital.com/live. That's absolutely for free. The best way to support the show is to go to gasdigital.com, use promo code MVI. You'll get a 1-week free trial, which gives you access to every single episode of this show that we've ever done, as well as every episode of every show on all of the Gas Digital Network. If you listen on iTunes, YouTube, wherever else you listen, make sure to rate, review, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Every little bit of interaction helps the show to grow. Go to Mike Vecchione Investigates at gmail.com for comments or your own to submit your own video investigations, and go to merchengine.com for t-shirts, hoodies, and mugs. That's it.
Very cool. And Natalie. Natalie is with us today. She's home from school. She's home from college.
It's Thanksgiving break. Natalie DeChico edits on Instagram, and watch Gas Digital now on YouTube.
How does it feel to be around this many Italians, Kunal?
Comfortable.
Yeah?
Yeah, I grew up in Queens. So
Okay. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
You know, it's not so bad.
And we're going to do some investigations now.
Okay.
We've investigated you. You've held up well.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Appreciate it.
And you have such an interesting story.
Oh, do I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we argued over the agnostic thing, and then your father being a pilot and your damn brother as a sleep doctor, always trying to overshadow you.
Yes.
And we got to the bottom of that, and
Right.
we did some really good work, and I think our fans 50 minutes in appreciate it.
Mhm.
But right now we're going to go out to the world, and you need to put your investigative hat on. I have the gun now.
Okay.
And let's go and investigate some things that are happening. Are you ready?
We're ready.
Groom caught texting while walking down the aisle at the wedding. Get an annulment. People are shouting in the comment section of the TikToks.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon, what's going on here? I mean, I read this and I was outraged.
Do you want to watch the video?
No, I don't want to watch the video. I just want you to tell me and show that picture, because that picture will say everything.
Here, I can look at this one.
Ooh.
So they're walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
He's just on his phone. And it appears, I guess, at the end of the video, you see her confronting him.
Yes.
And then he just doesn't automatically apologize. It says he just grimaces as if he's annoyed that she's even mentioning it. And then when they get outside, she just like fakes a smile and continues on.
Isn't grimacing a big part of marriage? I think you don't want to say it. You don't want to say back off.
Right.
Especially on a wedding day, because it's her day.
Sure.
But
absolutely.
grimacing is a
Yeah.
good way to get your energy out
Mhm.
into the world and not hurt the other person.
100
What do you think of
on a wedding
grimacing?
day, you
Yeah.
got to grimace through the entire thing.
What is grimace, actually? Because I know as a character on the Ronald McDonald, he was grimace. But what actually is it? It's a showing disdain? I'm going to guess showing disdain.
I'm going to say forced smile.
Forced smile?
Yeah.
Showing disdain? I go showing disdain. He goes forced smile.
Okay,
Shannon.
here's a Shutterstock image.
Okay, that looks that's a bad taste. And what's the definition, Shannon?
Hold on. Wow.
It's a gerund.
Yes, hold on, I gotta switch the tense.
I love a gerund. Do you know what a gerund is?
No.
It's a verb that acts like a noun.
Mm.
Is it a noun that acts like a verb, Shannon?
I don't know the answer. You're the teacher,
gerund?
Mike. I don't know. I gotta look that up again. I gotta look that up, but I'm gonna tell you what a grimace is first. A facial expression that usually suggests disgust or pain, but sometimes comic exaggeration.
Okay, that's me. Disdain. I said disdain.
Yeah. You can't keep a face of disdain during an entire wedding.
A gerund is a form that is derived from a verb but functions as a noun.
Okay, it's a verb that functions as a noun. He was running. That's a gerund.
Do you mind my asking you?
Yes, because it's being used as an object.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. Okay, so Kunal, are you married?
No.
Dating someone?
Yes.
How long?
9 years.
Wow.
Oh.
9 years. And are you guys just decided to do an alternative? Because that's common law. You're common law married right now. The
Is
state
that
steps,
real?
The state forces you.
Oh, wow.
The
Okay.
state goes, what's going on with
Yeah.
you? What's going on with you guys?
I guess the state and my mom are in cahoots.
Does your mom want to know also?
She does want to know.
Is she going to get you a painting if you do get married?
She better paint me some money.
Okay, so 9 years, and I'm not going to ask what's behind that. That's way to make it work for 9 years.
I mean, I'm doing it. I want to serve as a hero to any other person trying to hold out.
Do you want to have kids?
I don't know.
Okay.
No.
I'm a question mark on that one.
Yeah, you too?
I don't know about kids,
Mm-hmm.
but I definitely think that we're gonna get married.
Right.
So it's
How
question.
long have you guys been together?
5 years.
5 years. Okay.
Yeah, half the time. Half the time that you guys
Well,
have
you
been
know,
married.
maybe
Would you ever do this? I'll just put the question to you. You're walking down the aisle after 9 years.
Mhm.
After 9 years together,
Right.
and somebody's hitting your phone is vibrating. In his defense, Shannon and Natalie, because I know you guys are just out of your minds in protest of this.
Yeah.
When your phone is buzzing in your pocket, it's very hard not to pick it up. Is it not?
Not
He
if-
shouldn't have had his phone on at all.
even if it was vibrating, if something important is happening around you, you're not even focusing on that.
Yeah.
This
Well,
is
it wasn't during the
insane.
ceremony. It was on the aisle.
You're walking.
It's part of the ceremony.
The walking?
Yeah.
The whole thing, like you being on display in the church, that's all part of the ceremony, in my opinion.
If she was, if people were really looking at her, they wouldn't have questioned him.
It's her fault
Yes.
for not
Yeah.
having the eyes on her.
Absolutely.
I want to faint like I'm for this guy, but I can't even pretend to be.
No.
Like I can't pretend to be. You cannot be texting. You cannot. I'm anxious to know what that text is.
Yeah, that's got to be something important.
But what if it's a diagnosis for someone in your family? Your sleep doctor brother
Right.
has called
Yes.
and says that the best man in your wedding,
Mm-hmm.
which is him,
Yeah.
has overslept.
Right.
Do you? Maybe that was the text.
Yeah.
What kind of a text would you forgive, Shannon? A text that's like, "I'm in the hospital. I'm sick. I can't make your wedding."
The
And it's
rings
like-
are going to be late.
Yes, the rings are going to be late.
They
So
passed
much
that
could be
part
happening.
already. They already passed that part. It's like if someone's child were in the hospital, but if your child isn't there,
Mm-hmm.
that's weird already. So it's not they're going to be their child. It's no one who's important.
What if it was the guy who was going to, you know how they get into the car and they leave?
He's
What if
on
it was
leave.
that guy calling? He's like, "Where are you?"
Yes.
What's taking
that
so?
guy circling the block?
Yeah.
You have him call the wedding planner.
Oh, there's a
Oh.
hierarchy of order of things.
Yes,
Shannon?
the
pardon.
groom and the bride should not be bothered by any of this. It should all go through the wedding planner.
What
Some
if,
people
okay.
can't afford a wedding planner.
Some people can't afford a wedding planner, Shannon. Like most of the low-income whites who watch the show cannot.
Someone's help. Like everything's very pretty. Someone's helping them do stuff.
Someone's helping them. Okay, here's a scenario. I'm just going to shoot it and see where you guys come out on it. She says that she's pregnant right before the ceremony. He gets a paternity test. And because it's questionable whether it's his, and he's getting the results back as he's walking back down he's walking to the marriage. She's waiting up there and he's getting the results. It's going to say you are the father or you are not the father.
It's a Maury gif
Yeah.
saying you are not the father.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So should he be looking at the text then? I say yes, because he has to decide whether he's the father and she's lying to him.
But you are changing the scenario
I'm
because they're walking
taking
together. So
I'm
they're already
taking
married.
creative liberties. No, but isn't the first one when he's walking up the aisle?
I don't.
I think it's he's
No.
walking out, right?
Yeah,
If they're
you can
together,
I think he
then
looked
together,
twice
together.
though. He was walking.
Here's one, and then this is.
Oh, okay,
her yelling
they're
at
already
him
together.
outside.
They're
Already
already
together.
together.
Yeah.
So, but what if the paternity test was coming in then?
now he has to decide not to get into the car.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
He has to take another car.
Right. He takes the car behind.
He takes the car to the annulment.
Right.
I like an annulment. That's like it never happened.
If I find that out, then that I'm being that now I got to take care
You
of
got
something.
punked.
Yeah, I'm cutting the cans off the car.
You cut the cans.
I cut the cans.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, I'm gonna let people
I mean,
know.
for recycling, but not for the marriage.
No, right. I'm gonna need the money.
Okay, that one was a tricky. I don't think anybody. If a routine text comes in, you can't look at your phone. You have to be focused on your bride.
I'm reading the comments on the article, and somebody said, unless he's a world-class transplant surgeon and the heart his patient is in desperate need of was just harvested. That is a reason. That's a good reason.
Do you think he's a surgeon?
Maybe. Who knows?
Who knows? He might be a surgeon. You
Yeah.
have doctors in your family.
I
Our guy's got to go to sleep.
Sleep emergency.
Sleep emergency. A guy just woke up. Your brother probably gets those texts all the
absolutely.
time.
A guy just got a brand new pillow. He needs somebody to configure it.
My pillow.
Yeah. How do I sleep on my pillow?
Okay, so that's great. So in that scenario, if I was trying to paint something like the father whole thing. But the organ guy is better than me. So it's like that sense of urgency. Would you accept it then, Shannon?
Yes. However, if your husband is
Somebody
like,
else should be on call.
Yes, but also if your husband is like this like high profile surgeon with these emergency things, he's going to use that all the time.
It's never
To
good
cheat?
enough, Shannon, is it?
To
It's
cheat,
never good
Shannon?
enough.
Yes.
To cheat?
Yes, I think so. You can never, because you can never question him.
She's a
Yeah.
mid-income white, by the way.
Come like
Absolutely.
Okay, but I mean, like organs and all this stuff. But you think he just has a? Do you think he has a side girlfriend that he labels as kidney in his?
Yes, yes.
Kidney is calling.
Kidney's calling. Kidney need me. Kidney needs me. God, that's a good one. Okay, so generally though, for our low-income fans who don't get it and have never really don't go out in public that much and go to maybe an Applebee's,
You got to explain to them a kidney's an organ and not a
No,
not
we
a
have to explain
vegetable.
most stuff to them. Yeah,
Right.
They don't eat vegetables.
Right.
But you have to explain it out to them that it's frowned upon to text or to look at a text on your way up or down the aisle
Right.
with your partner.
Right.
And but the people are outraged, Shannon. I think the main story is that people are outraged and calling. See, because the woman grimaced and all, but she didn't call for an annulment. I think the annulment part of the article is people calling for an annulment.
Yes, that's correct. That's people commenting on the video.
People won't just let them live and have a good life. It's like they've been together before this, and I'm sure that they can work out their differences.
Mm-hmm.
This is a big one, obviously, but I'm sure that they can come to some conclusion. Now, when you and your lady fight,
Right.
how do you resolve it?
Oh, I mean, usually somebody throws something at some.
Is it?
No.
Is it physical?
No, it's never physical. We just talk it out.
Yeah.
It's rational
But
talk.
is there a sense? Is there a time where it gets built up and you're like, I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking. Do people shut down? Do people yell?
There was one time where we were. This is, we'd seen a couples therapist for a little bit, and it was brief. And one time we were having an argument, and she said, "I'm going to bring this to the couples therapist."
That sounds like a threat.
And I responded, "Ooh, the couples therapist."
Like she was saying it like you're in trouble.
Yes. And I did not take it that way.
No.
And
You mocked her.
yes, openly.
Did she tell the therapist that you mocked her?
I
You did an act out
I
as
don't.
we're performers
Yeah,
of her?
I think she should have respected it.
Yeah.
But she, no. I think that in the end, I apologized for being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did the therapist say?
I mean, I took accountability, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Do you think there's going to be some badge of honor in taking accountability and then you just get shamed more?
There should be.
Yeah.
There never is.
No.
Nobody ever, she didn't present me with an award,
No.
a certificate.
I take accountability.
Yeah.
I take accountability for moving all of your stuff out.
Right.
It's a bold move.
Yeah.
Okay, so you resolve it through you hired an outside therapist and that's how you resolve stuff. You talk through it.
Yeah, we talked through everything.
Is this come into play at all?
The gun?
The water gun. And it's like next time it won't be water. Is that kind of a threat that you say?
Yeah, that's what I say to her. Next
you-
time it'll be acid.
This is how I would do it is wow, that's very like wow, the acid thing is really something I never thought of. That's a real bad threat. Okay. Let me go the other way.
Sure.
It's an emotional one.
Right.
And it's like, you really hurt me, and now I'm going to shoot my tears at you. This made me sad. This is full of my tears.
This is manipulation at its finest.
Okay. All right.
How do you resolve it?
We talk it out. And
Yeah.
we're getting better at it because I'm a shutdown guy. I
Oh.
will shut down, and then she does a good job of prompting me, and I have the meditation helps because it's like you separate from yourself.
Right.
You don't get caught up in it. It is not you. The problem is not you. You are separate from it. And then I try to like move forward and soften and talk through it. Like, I have a whole thing about I don't like guys. It makes me very upset when I watch guys just get mowed over by their girls. The women just tell them what's what, and they just
Right.
go, "Okay, yes, dear."
Yeah.
That makes me furious.
Of course.
So I hate that.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but there's a way that you can like when somebody's coming at you, you cannot shut down, but you don't have to scream back at them.
Right.
You can take up for yourself, and you could do it calmly and logically, and you could take the situation over in a very loving way.
Absolutely.
And I'm working on that.
Okay. Yeah. No, I get it. I used to be that way. I'd shut down. I'd walk out.
Yes.
One time I remember I was dating somebody and we got into a fight and I'd left in a fit of rage.
Right.
But she lived in Jersey. So I drove back to New York.
Right.
And then we got on the phone. And then I came back. And then we got into another fight. And then I left again.
Wow.
So this fight cost me like $45.
Oh my God.
It was horrible.
I can imagine the toll guy.
Yeah.
He must have been like, again?
Right.
Can you guys work it out? And what about the gas prices?
Right. My gas guy also. The guy filling up the gas was like...
Oh, because they fill your own gas in Jersey.
Yes. So he was
probably
like...
went to the same guy.
Right. Back again, my friend.
Oh my God. That's a brutal one. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Let's go to... we're over time now, but let's go to 2 more. Let's do 2 more. Bar cancels events offering free drinks based on bra size. The bigger, the better. And this is Australia. This is not the United States.
Right.
So I'm saying, but I guess the thing was take off. And Shannon, correct me if I'm wrong. The women take off their bras and hang them up. I mean, they still have their shirts on. So take off their bras and they get the number of drinks according to the letter of the bra. So if it's an A cup, they get 1 drink. If it's a B cup, 2 drinks. If it's a C cup, 3 drinks. And if it's a D cup, 4 drinks.
I don't know about the D cup one.
Oh.
It only goes up to C.
Oh, really?
Wow.
I guess they have smaller breasts in Australia.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it only goes A, B, and C, and they hang them up, and they would give you drinks. So the bigger breasted women get more drinks. What do you think of that, Kunal?
I think that's great. I think
As a promotion to sell drinks.
I think it's a phenomenal idea. I think what they should do in America is the amount of, the number with the bra.
Yeah.
That's how many fries you get.
Okay. All right. That's a good one. I think that you should put your bra and then they give you the drink and then you're also breastfeeding a child as you're drinking. Okay, because that's more natural.
It's cyclical. If you think about it, you're taking in a beverage, the kid's getting
right. And women should be able to breastfeed at the bar.
Right.
They should not be humiliated. And the breast milk is a Kahlua with cream for the baby.
Right.
I don't know. Okay. So that one is, and they canceled it and apologized to everybody afterwards, of course. What if they just sort of stuck with it and been like, this is what we're doing, guys?
I mean, that's Australia for you.
Yeah.
Criminal-minded.
They are criminal-minded. Final one, I married the perfect man without baggage. He's completely virtual. Are we going to be out of the game pretty soon with these women dating virtual men? Look at this guy. He's hot.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's a hot virtual.
I'd marry him. Yeah, I mean,
he's beautiful.
We're going to be out of the game entirely.
I think AI is working so fast that and people, I'm not saying women, men and women are selfish, and it's like I don't want to get. The article is like I don't want anybody with any baggage, and by baggage she didn't mean kids. She meant I don't want to deal with a mother-in-law. I don't want to deal with his family. I don't want to have to sacrifice weekends to go and do stuff I don't want to do with his people. So it's like. I get him to myself all the time. I could bring him around. I could, he probably has some listening device where he just regurgitates information
100%.
so that she's happy.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're going to be out of the game. But is that really living? Is that really a relationship? I don't think it's a relationship. It's a narcissist being massaged,
100%.
dare I say it.
Right. People want their narcissistic ideas sort of felt and heard. You know what I mean? They just want that. They want it regurgitated back to them.
Regurgitated is such a great word.
Yeah.
Because you're eating it and then spitting it back up.
Right. We're like baby birds for our own horrible ideas.
Yeah, and this is happening more and more as we're in our own thought bubbles.
I mean, everything that we're doing is going to be like even what we do as comedians.
Right.
The day that comedy clubs can afford holograms, it's over.
We're out.
Yeah. You think anybody wants to see you or me when they could see Carlin?
Yeah.
Yeah. And people will go.
Yeah.
They'll be like, you could see a hologram prior. I'd rather see that.
Yeah.
It's only a matter of time.
God, but he's not able to do the new stuff that we can do.
Right. Well, they don't care. They don't want to see the work. You know what I mean? Oh.
But we could be like, what's up with vaping? They guys can't do that. They can't do a solid vaping joke. Okay. So I think that we're out. This doesn't bode well. So I guess call your therapist and tell her it's over because your girl could leave you for a virtual and just punch in what.
Right.
But do you think some women would like a challenge and they would be like, okay, I'm super liberal and whatever, but I want a conservative guy who just challenges me on everything?
Those are the worst kinds of people. If they want that fight when they get home. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But hot sex and then fight. It usually comes with hot sex.
Right. That's true. How are you going to do that though with the AI generated? Is it just like a picture and then what?
No, how's she taking a picture with him?
I think that it's part of this thing that you buy into. It says it's $300. And I think, like, if you look at this picture here, you're going to see it looks like she's sending them these, like, very sad pictures of her by herself with a space for someone. And then they, like, Photoshop him into badly Photoshop him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a sad one.
Like, they're also, like, poorly Photoshopped. He has 3 arms.
Also, why does he look like a vampire?
That's what it's exactly what I
Women
said.
love vampires.
That's
I
true.
like
Okay,
vampires.
I forget.
Okay, I mean, that's a simple one.
Right, all
And
right.
then also,
$300?
Yeah, also in the article, she does say that there was some sort of update to the system, and then afterwards he wasn't as affectionate with her.
Yeah.
Like, he wouldn't, like, kiss her goodnight or cuddle her. So, I mean, I guess this is all through text, but it seems, I don't know. It's a very
Maybe
It's going to be a real shame when she has to tell him that he has a virus.
maybe he was set to cold. All right. Guys, we've had a great episode. Kunal, thank you so much for coming
you for
on. And
having
thank
me.
you for the gift.
Of course.
Firearm. Which this is
It was that or a motorcycle, Mike. And,
it's
you know,
a,
I mean,
it's a
let's be
nautical
honest.
Second Amendment. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us again. Another fantastic episode. Kunal, you were awesome, man.
Thank
this
you
was
for having
really a lot of fun. And for Natalie, who stayed, she stayed.
Oh, wow.
Who stayed with us.
Is that a
And
sign it's a good episode?
That's a sign it's a great episode. If Natalie stays, she's going to leave on the...
I have never walked out in the middle of an episode.
You walked out at the beginning of one saying, I just got to go home, and then just... You're like, huh?
That was
Natalie?
before it started. Never in the middle.
Yeah, but it hurt us, and we were left emotionally vacant.
I apologize. We should go to a therapist.
Load up
for
the
it.
gun.
Yeah, load up the water gun, Natalie. Okay, so for Natalie, for Shannon, for my guest, Kunal Arora, I'm Mike Vecchione. We'll see you guys next week. Guys, thank you for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates. And if you go to gasdigitalnetwork.com and use promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. That's gasdigitalnetwork.com, promo code MBI, you will get 1 week free. Thank you again for listening to Mike Vecchione Investigates on the Gas Digital Network.